Welcome into Drums by Liz. Studying a little Flam accent idea today, okay? As you noticed, sometimes I was playing a little bit of a more watered down part than the first part that kind of came out of the gate with, so to speak, okay? This other idea is based around some triplets and 16th notes, but let's decipher just the basics of what we got going here, okay? Flam accents can kind of help in this regard, where we're going to be going flam left, right, flam right, left. Okay, so 1 E and up, 2 E and up, 3 E and up, 4 E and up. So that's just a nice 3 pattern through 16th notes, okay? So every third note we're having a flam, okay? So we're going to start off with a flam. So 1 E and up, 2 E and up, 3 E and up, 4 E and up, 1. But then I was taking and breaking off of that halfway through the measure, okay, and then coming into something like 3 E and up, 1, right? And we could do it with the more intricate thing too, right? We could be that, right? So we could still have that 3 E and up kind of thing, okay? Now, a lot of left hands trailing down there, okay? Try to use your left like that because those are all your E's and U's. We're working with standard sticking here, okay? You could be like 2 E, if you really wanted to, you could sneak your right hand in there, okay? But try to make your left hand do it, okay? Because we need that reinforcement to help that weaker side, okay, for most of us. All right, so then taking the flam accents back to the beginning, to do in there is to pull over to the hi-hat, okay, at the end of the measure there, or maybe pull in a snare note. I think maybe like on the of 3 probably would sound pretty good, okay, so I'll try to pull it off here. So right, so you can kind of stay with your snare note a little bit there to reinforce that accent. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E, there's your E accent, okay, if we stayed in that 3 pattern of the polyrhythm. Okay, so we've got that first part to play around with, and of course you can embellish that second half if you'd like differently, right? Who says you have to be like 3 right? I mean, to me it sounds nice. It frames what you do in the beginning pretty nice. We have a lot of like snare, and then, if we can throw in some tom-tom work, throw in a little hi-hat note at the end, it's like a nice little sweet little fill-in in there, if you ask me, my opinion, okay? So let's take and now work on to this other idea, okay? We first have to understand we're playing triplet and triplet, 3 E, triplet, okay? So I'm clicking 8th notes, triplet and that's the rhythm we have to kind of get comfortable with here, okay? So it's a quick little triplet kind of thing, but then we go and we're going to go to the next drum there. So we're starting off on the high tom, so okay, so we're going to think of it kind of like a quick little thing, like I said, out of the gate there, okay? So triplet and triplet, 3 E, okay? So when we get to the next part, then we're going to be triplet and triplet, 3 E. Okay, so let's work on that next part, okay? Okay, so we're triplet and triplet, 3 E, triplet, 3 E. So it's that same pattern that we're doing, but we have to add the left hand before. Triple, right? So we're kind of pulling into that triplet kind of fast there, okay? And that's what makes it sound kind of sweet, right? So, right? It works for us, okay? So triplet and a triplet, 3E. Okay, so, and yes, and then I could finish it out like we finished out the first half, right? Into that 3E, right? We could do all that kind of thing, okay? And then once in a while, I was catching then a sextuplet off the end. And it's kind of nice because the other triplets with the framework and how we're breaking it up in there, and then to kind of open it up at the end and make it into that sextuplet, you know, again, to me, I think it sounds pretty nice in there, okay? So, if you can, once you're at that triplet, then you're doing that again. Triplet, okay? So then you're going to end with those 7 notes. Triplet, triplet, okay? Putting all that together is a little bit of a monster, right? Timing is really impeccable. You got to make sure that you're pulling off into those notes properly so that it sounds smooth and even, okay? So, variety of different things there. You know, some things had some embellishments into it, okay? So just to give you maybe a little depth on the idea, what else could you be doing with it, right? We could play this all back on the snare drum as a little snare exercise also, okay? So there's always room for expansion, as you know, and, you know, just get kind of creative with that. You know, that's how I kind of just came up with it. I was like, well, I want to show you, you know, like that 3 pattern, the polyrhythmic idea, but then to just make it a little bit more upscale, and then just to make it a little bit more syncopated at the end there with those 3 E and a. So there's a lot going on there from a teaching aspect, okay, and a learning aspect. All right, everyone. Hey, take care. I've been meaning to also say thank you so much for all the support with Hurricane Helene. I write this in the descriptions about what's been happening. My husband has been up in the mountains for months helping with the relief and rescue recovery. It breaks our heart what's happened, and it's really, really tragic, okay? So, but now we're really happy that the Army Corps of Engineers are in there and people are having some help, okay? And it was all on the volunteers, okay? And Red Truck Men, that's what my husband is involved with, and it's a wonderful organization that travels around North Carolina and South Carolina and puts on breakfasts, fellowship breakfasts for men only, okay? So it's really nice. They throw awesome breakfast too. It's like first class, okay? Nice fire pits they set up, and they catch guys before work, and they have quite a following, and then they have a nice breakfast, and then they read the Bible, and they fellowship together. So many wonderful stories, okay? And this is what everyone needed up there in the mountains too, okay? You know, it was you know, such a tragic time, but God worked in so many miraculous ways. I mean, my husband would tell me how they would run out of propane, and then not even 5 minutes later, someone's driving from Arizona, like dropping off, you know, propane and diesel fuel and generators. And then we had friends come from up north, and people from all over the country came and helped out. So, you know, thank God for the American people and bonding together and helping one another, okay? That's a big deal. So we hope that things continue to get much better for people, and they're going to have some help, some big time help, monetarily. and rebuild and all of those good things. Okay, because beautiful area, right? And he was in Black Mountain, so that's the shirt that I have on today. So that was the rail yard where they were situated up there. Yeah, and they're still doing breakfast. So on Saturday mornings, on the first Saturday of the month, they will be up there doing a nice breakfast. Okay, so if anybody wants to join, feel free. You can reach out to me. I can put you in touch with my husband or the whole organization. And it's redtruckmen.org. Okay, everyone, take care. Much love out there. Okay, and happy drumming.